Okay, so this video is on LGBTQ rights in Africa, and just some side notes before we begin. It will get dark later. I'll have a trigger warning before it gets dark, so if you want to leave or whatever, yeah, just do that then. Okay, I have 5 minutes, so let's get on with the video. Okay, let's start with the good, which there is little of. Okay, so here are the countries where gay marriage is legal. South Africa. Yep, that's it. Were you expecting more? Okay, I'll get to that later. Regardless, that's half the good stuff. Now on to the bad, the sad, and the downright depressing. Okay, let's start with the countries where doing gay acts of passionate love is punishable by death and/or beatings and other things of the like. So you get beatings and torture in Algeria, death in Mauritania. Nigeria has the death penalty in some states such as Bachi, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara, are just to name a few. And they're not enforced there. Torture in Cameroon, and sometimes beating and torture in Eureka, sometimes death in Somaliland, and finally death penalty in some cases and beatings and torture in Uganda. Though not official, the president of Gambia did say he wanted to, and I quote, cut off the head of any gay or lesbian person discovered in the country, which is messed up on so many levels that I can't even get into it in this time limit. Okay, fine, I'll get to this now. To the strangeness that is Namibia. So they haven't exactly legalized gay marriage, like you can't get married there, but here's the kicker. They recognize marriage that happened outside the country, so if a gay couple who's married moves to Namibia, they'll be recognized as married. But if you have a gay marriage in Namibia, it won't be legally recognized, which makes all the sense and could lead to some interesting loopholes. But that's another long story for another day. Okay, now on to individual countries. Okay, let's start with Morocco. Psst, 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 psst. What? Oh, huh? Okay. Before we start content warning, this segment contains mentions of rape and violence. So, a reporter named Nicholas Hirsch reported that refugees and asylum-seeking LGBTQ people fear for their lives. LGBTQ Moroccan refugees experience social discrimination and violence, including in rape and imprisonment. And I find this to be very messed up, and it somehow gets worse. As those who got outed often experience poverty and resort to sex in exchange for housing. So, basically, they have to have sex to live in a shelter. Okay, now on to the last bad thing I'll mention today. The Ugandan Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2023. The act stated that those who have gay sex will get a life sentence, and those who do aggravated acts of homosexuality will get a death sentence. Aggravated acts of homosexuality are defined to be, and I quote / paraphrase. I'm gonna mostly paraphrase, but there will be some quotes in there. Or to be with, and to be committed by A, when A has gay sex with B and A has HIV. So basically, if one of them has HIV, E and one of them doesn't, when they have sex, the one with HIV will be given a death sentence, and the one without a life sentence. Okay, and if A has committed the act of homosexuality, just homosexuality in general before, or then A will be given a death sentence. So basically, if they have had gay sex before, the person who has had gay sex before will be given a death sentence. And the last one I'm going to talk about is if one of them has a disability, the one without a disability will be given a death sentence instead of a life sentence, which is really sad. And by disability, they can mean any kind of disability. Like, you lost an arm. Oh, if you have gay sex, the other person gets a death sentence, so on and so forth. Which is really messed up, and there's a lot of stuff to it. I'll get to another time. Now, moving into the positive lightning round, which I don't have much time for. Okay, so, Botswana, while gay marriage isn't legal, considers hormone replacement therapy, basically like hormones that get trans people closer to looking the way they want, i.e. estrogen, testosterone, etc., are a human right there. South Africa was the 5th country to legalize gay marriage. Namibia legalized legally changing your gender in 1963, and Ghana's new president is trying to strive for equality. Now, before we end it off, I have a question for you. What do you think about LGBTQ rights in Africa, and how can you fix the wrongs of some of the country's governments? Just think of that for a little. Oh, if you have one takeaway from this video, it should be the world can be wrong, and you should do something about it. Okay, have a good one. Bye.